Good evening, my name is Shachar Peleg. This is a video and series about evolution as the basis of all faith. And this is the last part of the chapter dealing with the shape of the fifth leap. The fifth leap is the advent of multicellular life 600 million years ago, and we have been discussing the progression of parenthood, the way parenthood has appeared in evolution. And today we will say a few words about how parenting is in man. For in fact, we saw that there were two solutions for parenthood. The solutions of the birds was to have a chick that is born helpless and then is fed and protected by the parents until it has enough powers to fly. So there's a tremendous parental investment after the hatching of the chick, of course before as well, because they lay the eggs, they warm them and they build the nest, but the chick is born pretty helpless. In mammals, on the other hand, we see that everything shifts onto the mother. In birds, it is both sexes that take care of the chick, in most birds, not all of them. But in mammals, it is the mother that bears the brunt of fostering the young through pregnancy and then feeding, nursing the young. And this means that when the young of mammals are born, they are usually immediately independent. They are protected by the group, they are protected by the mother, but not in the same helpless way as chicks. They already get around. A foal can get around within a few hours. He can stand on his own 2 feet and start walking around. The only mammal that has the characteristics of both birds and mammals is man, because the human baby is both gestated in the womb, and then when it is born, it is as helpless, as even more helpless than chicks of birds, and it takes a long time until it can fend for itself and even feed for itself and move even. It's absolutely helpless. So, in fact, you see that in humanity, both parenting solutions on a biological level, of course, have come to fruition. And the most important thing is something that developed in the world of mammals, and that is the social mammals, that in which the whole of society contributes to the protection of the young and the females who are supporting the young. And we see this in all primate groups, that the males have a function of protecting the group. So humanity brings the trend of mothering, of parenthood to its peak. In fact, we can, as we shall see later on, humanity does not bring it to its peak. It's the primates that brought it to its peak. And humanity is already the next leap, the next stage, because it is not only, it is using this level of biology as the basis of humanizing, because the mother is also the teacher, and human society is the teacher of the young, and everything human is dependent on learning. So all these trends that we saw developing come to fruition in man. In man, the raising of a child requires such a tremendous effort that only human society can provide the appropriate infrastructure. The human female, very different from all other mammals, invests a great deal in the young, both intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Um, Moreover, the very helplessness of the human baby takes into account that there will be a caring and fostering environment, because clearly humans have evolved within a society, within a culture, because otherwise there would be no chance that such babies would survive. Only in a stable human culture, a society that takes care of its children, can such the helpless human creatures survive and grow. Uh, Parenting, motherhood, and parenting is at the very core of human existence. Um, in fact, it turns out that man is the only mammal who realizes the true potential that is inherent in sociability, in the social life. Because for man, social life is not some late addition to an evolutionary basis, but man's very evolution has been for many, many years taking place within society. So man has evolved within society and is biologically dependent on society. This is a critical point, because only because human development takes place in society, in a culture, is it possible for unfinished newborns to be born into a society that will complete them and foster them until they become adults after many, many years, decades. And human interactions are the very basis of human development, because even the basic physiological wiring of the brain depends on interactions with the mother, with other caregivers. A human baby who is not raised in a human society does not develop properly. We know of the stories of the wolf children, children who were raised by wolves, and they never came to maturity. They couldn't learn properly because they didn't have this human environment that makes us human. If you don't have people who will talk to you and hold you and care for you when you are young, you don't develop your full human potential, because human potential is dependent on human culture. We have evolved among people. And this is very important, and it will be critical for us when we look at the next leap, because it should be very, very clear now that evolutionary forces do not work on individual persons. They work on societies and cultures. Humanity has transcended the forces of evolution. There cannot be biological evolution, because if a person is weak, if a person is blind, then somebody will take care of him. We have charity. We help each other. We don't throw people out because they're weak. Quite the opposite. We care for them. We foster them. And the more advanced a culture is, the more it takes care of. It's old. It's weak. It's young. We are a culture with wide shoulders to bear the brunt of those who are weaker. So evolutionary forces cannot work on a single person, because that single person is protected. A blind eagle will die, but a blind man can go on to write wonderful poetry. Homer. So he was blind, by the way. Okay. And this is the sixth leap that we will discuss in further videos. The sixth leap in the life of the cosmos. The appearance of human civilization, of human culture, that give rise to the human creature within a social milieu. This is a surprising, amazing leap, because it gives rise to this, it utilizes the functions that have developed over evolution, the function of learning, the ability to learn, the ability to transmit learning, and takes it to another level, because now learning, knowledge, the knowledge of each person can be collected in the depository of the entire culture, of a civilization. As we said in one of the previous videos, you only need to invent the wheel once. You only need to think up of the zero one time, and then it's already in the depository of the culture of humanity, and future generations are raised into this knowledge. They inherit this knowledge. We inherit those who went before us, the knowledge they fostered, the technology they invented, the ways of life that they developed. They have bequeathed it to us through their humanity, through civilization. So, contrary to chimpanzees and other intelligent social mammals, well, individuals do have from time to time some kind of innovation. There was this great hullabaloo over the bonobos who used instruments. You see them sticking a stick inside a mound of termites and taking it out and licking the termites off. And this is tool making. Yeah, okay, so one of them makes tools, but then it's forgotten. There was this great bonobo and everybody was having great expectations, but she couldn't pass on. She couldn't pass on the knowledge. There was nothing to sustain it. And this is what happens in humanity. Because in humanity, nothing is lost. Every generation just adds another level. Some researchers have called it the ratchet effect. Once it goes forward, it doesn't go back. It doesn't go back because knowledge is preserved and moved from one generation to the next. And we are all standing on the shoulders of our past generations. Humans are the fruits of other humans who have raised them and fostered them throughout history.